Well, good evening. I'm Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnocuity, presenting the 7 Ways Why podcast. 7 ways why I communicated away my educated, trained brain and mind. I now realize and admitted to me my thinking, knowing memories and my subconscious mind, frozen in time, representations, emotions, create the stress, drama, trauma, and insecurities and immaturity within me because that's my comfort zone. I taught myself the insecurity, the stress, the drama, and trauma. I wanted to get sympathy and attention for what was going on in my life. It fed my egotistical arrogance, know it all ignorance. It fed my immaturities and insecurities. That's what it does. And as I now realize and admit, chaos, challenges, adversity, controversy, hate, jealousy, criticism, ridicule, and all that kind of pessimistic paucity was me being a servant to my past, trying to think and know my way through life from the memories of the past that are aggravated and instigated in my daily life. As I now realize, my left brain is trained to think and know, and what we think and know is what we learn from outside sources and from the past. See, I have a timeline. Everybody has a timeline. Say, past, my past is this way, is that way, my present is here. So if you point to your past, you're living from your past. And now I realize my right brain is my intuition, and it's it's never in the left brain way. So I flew away from the left brain thinking, knowing, learning, knowledge, mind that is servant to my past and my subconscious mind frozen in time, representation, emotions, and feelings. And when you want to rise out of something, you want to let go of the past, it starts in the body. Because if you do it up here, it never comes down to where everything is hiding. Your whole body, all your cells have a memory. And that is where I was really binded in my left brain mind. I'd never allow my body to be liberated from everything I thought, thinking no. The world is stuck in the left brain trained of our male egotistical arrogance. Because I'm going to be honest with you, men. Men, the male ego has been running and dominating the world since the beginning of time. And if you really step back and witness and observe the world, we haven't changed out of that. Oh yeah, we have the computers and medical and more sophisticated weapons, but really on the surface we do the same because we still have that third world enslaving mindset. And I read something. Somebody sent me a placard this week. The two biggest uh, industries in the world is war and medical and the pharmaceuticals. It's the two biggest industries. And if you think the medical field wants to cure us of all diseases, you're lying to yourself. They're the most corrupt, you know, and you can really look at the world one way. And I opened up to this when I let go of my third world enslaving mindsets and rose out of my right left brain trained thinking and knowing from socialized ways. You really want to get and look at look at life. The corporate America is not for the people because they're in competition with us for everything we have. This is the thing about being the nowality of today and the veracity of your own vibrations. You open up to admit to exactly what's going on in the world. And in my way of thinking and my way of understanding, I never use thinking and know, it's always understand and comprehend. But my way of understanding, the corporate America is not only in competition, but basically they're in an undercurrent of war with the American people because everything that should be done for the American people through the representation is done through them. And that is not a big deal. It's understanding that we got to just kind of thinking that eradicate the thinking and understanding people encompass the wisdom, insight, and clarity to move the world forward. So I shut off the words change, heal, create, transformation, think, know, learn. All them words that have my left brain training my left brain into yesterday to open up to my liberating lingo of my that entertains my intuitive brain of insight, wisdom, spirit, poise, inspiration, innovation, intuition, imagination, and my unique Picasso talents to color my world my way. It's about getting a vocabulary. I call it my liberating lingo to rise out of the thinking, knowing words into the flowing, liberating lingo of expand, energize, enterprise, and experience. Then you stop living in yesterday. But what I really understand, we were taught that everything that wasn't going your way or my way was against me. Well, the outside world is a unique character. It's a quick-witted wanderer's curiosity because what is going on out here in the physical world that is irritating you, that is an awakening. See, we never been taught life is a liberating invitation, fostering enterprising, picturesque awakenings. It's about for us to rise out of our ancestors' way of life. And I really opened up to understand when I rose out of my third world enslaving mindsets and the indoctrinated education of socialized education. I realized I was imprisoned in my own way of thinking. Thinking and knowing is an imprisoned incompetence. Listening, questioning, imaged inspirations, comprehend, understand, rancher wisdom, and inner rising revelations because there's no thinking memory mind involved, and it's about coloring the scenery of the right brain. That's all the intuitive of yourself. But I took the right to the light brain within me. The right brain is a light brain with a bright way of life. And I now understand this. I can never listen for my image, inspiration, hearken my questions, comprehend and understand the wisdom, insight, and clarity within that situation, and express inner rising revelations, responding effervescent visionary elegance, liberating me from that situation and think and know at the same time. You can never engage your light brain intuition and think and know at the same time. As soon as you say think, know, mind, you're in the past. You're being a servant to your past. And that is something I really have opened up to. And once you really have the heart and soul to rise and witness and observe the world, to see how intertwined our ancestors' programming and the third world enslaving mindsets of a third world country are intertwined in your daily life, you rise out of that. Then you get to open up to understand you are an adventurous trailblazer, innovative, optimistic nomad, streaming, enterprising elegance. Let's fly your free-flowing spirit poise, imaged inspiration, quick-witted questions, energizes rancher's wisdom to express clairvoyant revelations. that rises me on to my liberated carpet glide of life. And something I really opened up to. You want to really start expressing to where you're going in life. Not talking about it, not speaking. You want to express the outcome. You want to express the vibrant energy of your dreamer's paradises. And you know, all a dream is your original, all natural talents, wisdom, insight, clarity speaking to you to liberate you from you. See, we've been taught to stay all self help, personal growth, self improvement, psychology, and all that college educated psychology. It trains you to stay in the pain of yesterday and in the windows of toleration of yesterday's BS. But when you rise a sovereign liberation, cowboy wisdom hypnoacuity is sovereign liberation, politically incorrect inspiration, dissolving political correct programming, rancher wisdom, and inner rising revelations with an outlaw optimism to understand your dreams, your natural talents, your innovation, your inspirations, imagination, everything is beyond the left brain thinking. It's in the light brain, that bright brain that that illuminates your paths of enlightenment, peace, prosperity. You are the modern day. Well, Gandhi's one of my favorite persons. So you're your own modern day Gandhi, but you're your own modern day savant with a supreme esteemed energy to rise you out of every situation when you listen and trust your own abilities and agilities and acumen and the adventurous audacity to allow your trailblazer tenacity to chauffeur you so effortlessly through life. How does that feel to be chauffeured through life with ease? Just sit there in that limousine of luxury, understanding the leisure that flows through your veins of vibrancy. Just chauffeur you so effortlessly through life. Thinking no makes you struggle. Listening is leisure. I listen of leisure. I think in no struggle. And it's that simple. But we've been taught life is hard. Life is never hard. We've made it hard by thinking and knowing and trying to use yesterday to move ahead today. We taught ourselves struggling hard from the outside sources, the school system. Oh, this is hard. No, there's nothing hard in the world. It's just a fresh foresight being shown to you. It's just a now event, experience and encounter. It's just now. And when you go now, the here and now, all that stuff from yesterday is outdated, just like the 1996 computer. It's all outdated just like that. Well, it's outdated just like the Model A Ford, even though they're worth a lot of money fixed up. But everything today that you're going to expand through, your thinking, knowing, memory, mind, and your frozen in time representations are the havoc and the wreak havoc with you, because that's a comfort zone. Your past is a comfort zone. I don't care what it is. It's good, bad, or indifferent. But your past is a comfort zone of limitations, anger, frustration, and everything you think you did wrong. The only thing you did wrong is thinking you did something wrong. Because when you listen to the here and now, you harmonize enterprising and rebellious energy. With listening, you liberate the invitation, streaming, trend-setting, endeavoring nerve to face and embrace your life in the present moment. See, chaos challenges, adversity, controversy, and all the unsettling events in your life. Them are just pictureless awakenings. But we try to think and know when something out of the ordinary happens, like chaos or something. We try to think and know it, but think and know is obsolete and incompetent for the here and now. The here and now is hellraiser energy, but it's listening to the innovation, hearkening the wisdom, insight, clarity to rise, shine, and energize your own inner wizardry. But we've always been taught, oh, you did that wrong. And when you did something wrong in school, your friends made fun of you, the teacher made fun of you, your parents made fun of you. It become an ingrained scar that's still there today. Everything that happened in the school system to you was done by fraudulent fools of education. Education is the most limitation in your life, because education and the third world business mindsets are really stuck in yesterday. And something I really expanded into, because what I think and know my way to yesterday makes me a servant to my past, my egotistical arrogance, know-it-all snobbish ignorance, trying to look good in other people's eyes and want them to think like me and they are egotistically important or snobbish to me in society, and yet they're just like the rest of us. They try to cover up their fears and insecurities with egotistical arrogance and know-it-all ignorance. And something I really, really become awake and aware to energize my daredevil frequencies of sovereign, sassy tenacity. Suddenly, I rose out of my socially trained brain, indoctrinated, socialized, educated programming, propagandized third world enslaving mindsets that's taught to me in school and from the media. As the world learned that college education, corporate MBA brainiacs, and third world enslaved trained leaders of the world are stuck in our left brain, boom, doom, and our ancestors stuck in the past brain to lead the world through with fabled fallacies that are encrypted by the fascist felons of the world. That's somebody that very few people even understand that are there. But as I awakened to understand, Steve, all education is gossip gunk from the fascist felons used to intellectually control me with words and the way is. And I awakened to my imprisoned incompetence that I learned from socialized ignorance. I taught myself from trying to fit in to my life with ancestor anchored survival mode thieving beliefs that stole my dreams. Because I followed the manipulation of college education sheepocracy, following the society's demising delusions that everybody in the outside world know more about my life than I did, was a foolishness I grew up with. But if you really look at it and understand it, we think the people with the MBAs and all this have all the knowledge. They have the knowledge to run the world, but they lack the wisdom of the experiences to run the world. And if you look at the world on the level, all the brainiacs of the world have us in the situation we're in because college education teaches a fearful, egotistical arrogance that they're afraid of what they know, they're afraid of what other people know, and they're afraid that they're going to find out that education isn't the flowery foresight they think it is. Because education is an imprisoned incompetence because it lacks the physical world experience of wisdom to open up to the wisdom, insight, and clarity of your daily life. And I can understand education manipulated me into selfish insecurity, especially like me. I wasn't that good in school, but I had a different talent, but it wasn't the one size fits all from the school system. So that's where people today, not everybody's going to be an MBA, but I'm a union electrician, and we had to deal with a lot of highly educated engineers. That was like talking to a post. Education dummies people down and steals their people skills. Education steals people skills because everyday life, your everyday events open up your people skills to show you a way. As I now realize and admit, education, college education, all the higher education is one size fits all demise because not everybody can be the MBA. Somebody's got to do the daily, the attain the wisdom from the daily events. And see, the thing about it is, a lot of people go from college into management, but they have zero clue of what they're really doing. See, so this is where people like farmers and ranchers, they get an MBA of of trying to outguess Mother Nature, having to put crops in the field. They put the crops in the field in May, harvest them in September, October, November, waiting for the rains and Mother Nature. But now they got irrigation, but that's the way the farmers actually had a lot of things, but now the world is trying to do away with the farmers, which makes no sense. But as I now understand and admire, people skills are innovated ingenuity through listening, comprehending, understanding, and are cultivated within me from my daily encounters. As I rose out of egotistical, arrogant fears of education, unknowingly embeds within me and the psyche of people, because people encompass unrealized insecurities, immaturities, and fears from the school system. So, and they're afraid of what they know because on the inside they understand what's happening on the outside isn't mirroring what they think is on the inside. So I rise of sovereign, liberated wisdom, politically incorrect inspiration, shredding the politically correct programming of education that keeps the doom and gloom, fears, and insecurities of my past controlling my thoughts today. As I now realize, wisdom rises out of experiences as knowledge is in the books that snooker me into yesterday. As today is the day I rise, shine, and energize my streaming, sovereign torchbearer, rebellious, enterprising, adventurous moxie, instigating the nomadic gumption for me, myself, and I to listen to my I am inspirations, questioning, comprehending all the sleek, unique wisdom of my life experiences, expressing my liberated revelations from my bright and light brain to entertain me and my subconscious scenery with my dreamer's dexterity. As I now realize, I was taught, and I taught myself to stay inside a system of silent control, of secretive control. But as I rose out of it, now I can listen, comprehend, and observe my daily life for the wisdom, insight, and clarity of my daily events. And I want to thank you. I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypno Acuity and the 7 Ways Why podcast. But if you open up to listen to your intuition and open up to hear your own intuition, imagination, innovation, and unlock and set free your sleek, unique talents, you're going to rise to a life of peace and of peace, prosperity, and leisure. I want to thank you and good night.